Hello, hello, hello. Can you all hear me? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Is the chat working? I hope it is. Because I did have a little bit of a panic attack while, making sure that both sides can be seen. And it didn't work until like the last 15 minutes. Hopefully it should work. It should. Oh, we have live. Hey, Titanic Lover 95. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. And yes, oh my gosh, we have live. But yeah, hey everyone, it's the Capt-Jules here. And yes, welcome to part 2 of our Japan trip talk. Where we're going to be talking about Nagasaki. I was here for about 3 days, 7 October to 9th October. It was relatively short compared to my stay at Fukuoka and Yufuin. But yeah, disclaimer, after staying in that part of Japan, yeah, we realized, yeah, we should have stayed there longer, but it's more of a case like, hindsight is 2020 as what they say. But either way, there's still a lot of things that we did, and yeah, good. It feels like it's good enough that I can say that, yeah, I think I should have enough to talk about for at least one session. It will be slightly shorter, but it's kind of to my benefit because 2 to 3 hours, it should be alright, I guess. But yeah, I just would like to, do a quick check with y'all, like whether is everything okay, whether any visual or audio hiccups. If there's any, please do feel free to point it out. I would really appreciate that. Unlike the previous time where I spent like 1 hour trying, doing the stream, and then only to realize that I was like muted for 1 hour. So yeah, that was embarrassing. But yeah, either way, I think we should be okay. But of course, if it's not okay, please do let me know. I would really appreciate that. But yeah, before we start, I do have a question of the day. This is just something that I thought of like while waiting for the stream to start. So since we are on the topic of going overseas, and we are going to a country which normally only go by their native language. I would like to ask, this is not Japan specific, it could be any other countries. So when overseas, how comfortable are you with talking to the locals? So I'm gonna put that in the chat right now. I'm gonna pin it. So you guys are free to reply. Of course, if you rather not, that is okay as well. No pressure. Yeah, because I was thinking like, thinking back to the trip, like, I was talking, I did talk to the locals quite a fair bit with my very limited Japanese, but I also did think to myself like, yeah, it's not exactly that easy to do, all things considered, cause yeah, Japanese, for example, it's quite a very, I would say it's a language that takes time to learn and get better at. It's just that it can be easy to learn the basics, but it's just that when conversing with the locals, yeah, there are certain things that you have to take note of, like say the dialect, the words that they use, because yeah, different regions they have different dialects, so those are things that you have to consider, especially if you're like, say if you're going at a Kanto region, they talk in a certain way. If you're at the Kansai region, they also talk in a certain way. Yeah, so as a guy who only learned Japanese for like say 2 years, and that was only at a very basic level, yeah, I was quite stumped for the most part, and I had to like rely on my friend who learned Japanese for 10 years. Yeah, he also said that there are some parts where he had to like process before answering, which to be honest, I really can't tell. Props to him. He was the one like carrying our conversations for the most part. Titanic Lover 95 says it's not comfortable. Hey, it's fair enough, dude. Like, yeah, I would say even outside of Japan, there are times where I do go overseas. Yeah, a part of me does feel a bit reserved, for lack of a better term, when talking to the locals. Like, it's only a case of like, if I really need to like say asking for directions, yeah, only then do I actually reach out to people. But besides that, I tend to keep to myself subconsciously. It's not like I'm actively doing that, it's just that I won't go out of my way to talk to people. And that might be a case of like, it's just something that I've been raised to do. Like I don't talk to strangers locally. I also don't talk to strangers outside either. But yeah, with that said, I think we should be good to go for the talk. I say talk, it's more of a sharing session, to be honest. For lack of a better term, it might also be a presentation, a school presentation, I guess. But yeah, let's continue. But yes, day 7. Ooh, we are at day 7. So yes. So at day 7 we will still have Fukuoka. Yeah, because we were planning to like take the train from Fukuoka to Nagasaki. So yeah, we still have one more day. We technically one more day. Like we were about to check out from our Airbnb to take the train. So yeah, we were taking our luggage. Wait, did we take our luggage? Yes, I think we took our luggage out. And it doesn't matter. Yeah. So we went to get breakfast at Royal Host. So it's basically this very nice, fancy family restaurant. It's known for its comfortable atmosphere, diverse menu. And here's the thing, they also have a very wonderful blend of like Japanese and Western cuisine, as you guys can see here. So yeah, it's not exactly like Japanese breakfast, but it's more of a mix, to be honest. So yeah, what I got is I have the morning plate. I have my scrambled eggs, which has bacon, sausage, potatoes, scrambled eggs, toast, strawberry jam, and butter. And because this is considered a set menu, we also got the onion gratin soup over here and the salad. Yeah, obviously the main dish is our focus. So I have to say, it's been a while since I had toast with potatoes, and I have to say it's really wonderful. And also I haven't had strawberry jam in a long time, and just eating something like that is like it feels very homely, and it doesn't feel like it's sort of like a nice bridge between like eating Western food but also like in a Asian-ish context. Yeah, for if that makes any sense, because usually when I think of like Western breakfast, I actually thought of like, you know, maybe like just eggs, ham and bacon, like that was it. But yeah, there was also like bread and potatoes as well. Also with the onion gratin soup. Oh, that onion gratin soup was like the best part of the breakfast, not gonna lie, because when we went there, it was raining. So having like something warm and soupy, yeah, that was like the nice side dish to like hit you up and get ready for the day. The salad, it's alright. No, I don't really have any complaints. Also nothing to really like write home about. It's just it is as it is. It's very fresh. It's very nice. Also very refreshing, very chill. But yeah, nothing really much to say about the salad. Which is fair. Don't really think that is like the main takeaway of the meal. Like most of my focus was the morning plate and the onion gratin soup. But yeah, besides that, they also like had other dishes as well. They had like hamburger steaks, curry, pasta, and also like tempura and sushi, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it is a fusion of like Western and Japanese cuisine. But because we were here for breakfast, apparently there was also like desserts as well, like parfaits and pancakes. But obviously we didn't get that. Yeah, but that's what I got from the menu. Like there are desserts and stuff like that. But yeah, overall it was a nice start to the day, and yeah, it felt good. It didn't feel so good when we had to like go back because it was still raining. But yeah, after that we got our stuff. We headed to the train station. So yeah, this was the train station, the train that we went on. So this is the Shinkansen. So what is the Shinkansen exactly? For those who might not know, so the Shinkansen is known as the bullet train. It's Japan's iconic high-speed rail system. As its name suggests, it's known for its speed, punctuality, and the cutting-edge technology. Oh hey Zell, thank you for coming. Well, really appreciate the care package. But yeah, I'm gonna do that later after I'm done reading this my notes for this slide. Yeah, so it is operated by Japan Railways, aka the JR. The Shinkansen connects the major cities across the country. Like you can take the Shinkansen to quite a number of places like in Japan, and like it's those kind of like far distant places. So especially for us, Fukuoka to Nagasaki is actually very far, and we were thinking like, okay, there are a few ways that we can go there, but it's not like conventional train methods. So the one that we thought of was taking the Shinkansen, which is the one that you're seeing right now. And yeah, the thing about this train is that I did not measure the speed exactly, but from what I got online, it reaches to speeds of up to 320 kilometers per hour, which is very fast. Yeah, and if I'm not wrong, it took us about 2 hours. So yeah, this specific train, it goes from Takeo Onsen to Nagasaki. So yeah, we went from our place at Fukuoka to Takeo Onsen, which is that specific station where this train is at. So yeah, 2 hour ride, because it is a very long ride, even with that high speed. So that gives you guys a very good idea on like how far that distance is. They also emphasize making the train carriages comfortable. There's plenty of room, plenty of space to put your luggage as well. But yeah, besides that, we pretty much got knocked out for about 2 hours. I know I certainly did. But yeah, let me just take a look. Is there anything else in my notes? Yep, besides that, fast, efficient and comfortable travels. Okay, let me just give Zell a shout out while I do the care package. Yeah, so that was Zell Longbao. Please do check him out if you guys have the chance. Also, I'm not sure why did Frosty who say that they seem to enjoy unwinding and keeping things casual, often with a heavy heart. I am concerned. Well, hopefully Zell is okay. Hopefully he's okay. But yeah guys, our posture check. So yes, unstream, straighten that back. Also drink up. And let's stretch to the left, to the right, forward, back, waist to the left, waist to the right, roll those shoulders, and we're good to go. Thank you, Zell. But yeah, after 2 hours, just chilling for the rest of the morning, I guess. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, it was the late morning when we boarded that train. Yeah, we reached Nagasaki. So yeah, these are what we saw like in the general area where we are at. So yeah, the thing about Nagasaki that I found pretty interesting compared to Fukuoka, at least from what I'm aware of, is that yeah, Nagasaki has their own tramway system. Yeah, so this is quite special because apparently the Nagasaki Electric Tramway is a historic and convenient tram system that has been serving Nagasaki since 1915. So yeah, it's been more than 100 years since this has been going on. it operates lines that connect like key attractions, neighborhoods, and landmarks throughout the city. So includes places like Nagasaki Station, which our train stopped at. Yeah, obviously. But also stops at like the Peace Park and the Glover Garden as well, which I will get into later because yeah, we did go to those places. And yeah, similar to like the public trains and public bus systems, yeah, it's pretty affordable, very easy to navigate, and apparently it has like flat fares for like single rides and can be quite a unique experience. Although I say that for people with heavy luggage, you might want to take something else because yeah, as you guys might see from the photos, the trams do not exactly have that much space. So yeah, just be mindful about that because yeah, I do not want to like disturb the locals or anything. The tram can be quite tight, especially if you are like in very busy hours. Yeah, it might not be convenient for everyone. But yeah, besides that, it is a very interesting experience just being able to like take the trams. But yeah, while we were waiting for the tram, actually, we also get to see this as well. So this is the Nagasaki Kunchi, or rather, this is part of the Nagasaki Kunchi, which is the Nagasaki festival. Something 631 says, nice to know, I'll take note. Yeah, gotcha man, gotcha. Yeah, so basically it's a vibrant and centuries-old autumn festival held every October. Specifically October 7th to 9th October. So yeah, we actually, if I'm not wrong, we picked those dates specifically because of that festival. It's pretty nice. I'm glad that my friends decided to pick that specific date range to visit Nagasaki. So yeah, more about the festival. Apparently it dates back to like the late 16th century. Is dedicated to the guardian deity at Suwa Shrine and features elaborate performances like this kind of stuff with the floats and parades. And these performances, they are done by various dance groups with like some examples like the dragon dance, whale spouting dance, and several others. There's a whole variety of like floats and performances, but we only seen like a few while we were like just waiting for the trams and just happened to like come across them. So yeah, so what happens is that this group, they will go around various places and they will do prayers and just spread the festivities around. So yeah, that was pretty interesting, and again, it was raining while we were there, so yeah, bless up to these people who went around celebrating the festival under the rain. But yeah, after that we went to get our lunch, which is the Mili Mili. I unfortunately couldn't get much info about the restaurant itself, but for the most part it sells ramen, and obviously I got the Mili Mili ramen, which involves ramen, corn, soft boiled egg, green onions, a slab of butter, and seaweed. And we got a set as well. So included, we also got the a small bowl of curry rice and a bowl of ice cream. But that bowl of ice cream is actually not part of the set. We got the ice cream because we follow them on social media. Their social media is milimili1124 on Instagram. Let me just type it out in the chat if anyone is curious. I believe they keep it updated regularly. Yeah, because I still follow them, and it's always nice to like see their menu from time to time. Yeah, just in case anyone is interested. But yeah, the Mili Mili ramen, obviously because we are not at Fukuoka anymore, so there is a bit of a different taste, a different style to it. I would admit, I was a bit surprised by the butter, cause it's not every day you get to eat ramen with butter, and I do remember thinking that okay, it does feel a bit more what's the word, more smooth, a little bit more more creamy, more thick. Yeah, and yeah, I guess it's just because of the butter, but again, the taste is still great. It's still wonderful. No complaints there. The curry rice, yeah, it's pretty simple. Pretty. What's the word? It is there as a side dish, so yeah, it does help, make you feel more filled. And yeah, overall the restaurant actually has like a very nice, comfy vibe. There wasn't much people, and again, I think it's because of the rain, but yeah, it's pretty chill, pretty laid back. We just sit, enjoy our meal, enjoy the surroundings, I guess. Yeah, because if I recall correctly, the restaurant does have a like few posters of like the sceneries. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, that was the background, but I unfortunately didn't get any photos of that. But yeah, overall pretty chill, overall pretty nice. But yeah, next up we have let's see. Yeah, after that we went to our Airbnb and drop our stuff properly and settle down before we head to our actual itinerary. So yeah, unfortunately there is gonna be a content warning. So the next few slides will include topics related to the atomic bombing of Nagasaki during World War II, including the aftermath, human suffering, and the impact of nuclear warfare. So the content may contain graphic descriptions, images, and historical details that some viewers may find distressing. So I will still show it, and I try not to like put too much graphic images as best as I can. But again, viewer discretion is advised, and yeah, all I can say is please be respectful. At the end of the day, this is supposed to be an educational stream, so I want to keep it as such. So yeah, let's continue on. So yes, one of the main things that we went to Nagasaki for was actually the Atomic Bomb Museum. So yeah, over here you can actually see all sorts of things related to that particular situation. Yeah, and besides that, of course, this is a museum dedicated to preserving the history and memories of the atomic bombing of Nagasaki on August 9th, 1945 in World War II. So, you guys have to pardon me because my brain is still trying to come up with the proper words so that I don't, say the wrong thing. But yeah, so it provides visitors with a moving account of like the events surrounding the bombing and its devastating impact on the city and its people. So it not only shows like the equipment that was used, like how the bomb was made, what was the effects and stuff like that, but it actually got into like the personal recounts of the people who were affected, like who were at Nagasaki at the time. So there's stuff like of course personal stories. There's also photographs, artifacts, and detailed explanations, and this museum contains all of that, which conveys the human suffering caused by the bomb and the aftermath of the destruction. But not just that, it also highlights the global push for peace and nuclear disarmament. And yeah, there were a few displays that really wanted to emphasize that they want to prevent another tragedy from ever occurring again, which yeah, even in times like this, yeah, I felt like that is very important. I think everyone could always use another reminder that yeah, we shouldn't have these kind of situations ever again. But yeah, again, this is a replica of the bomb. Obviously it is not working. It's just a physical replica. They actually talk about how the mechanisms actually work, and yeah, you guys get to see like the replica of the city, like how it got devastated by that dropping, and also shows videos as well, like how exactly did that area or affected that area of Nagasaki. Obviously you get to see like displays and photographs of the effect as well. But these are just the few images that I picked that weren't so graphic, but all I can say is that there's a lot more than that, and it's just something to think about in a way, like when these kinds of situations had to happen because of war. It does give a perspective on things like people do get hurt, and it's just something that is not affecting the people who are directly fighting, but it actually also affects like civilians. It affects everyone, whether directly or indirectly. So it is just a food for thought. But after the Atomic Bomb Museum, we actually weren't able to spend as much time as we like, because we did go there like around late afternoon. So closing time was quite early. So we didn't spend as much time. We did get to get a few quick glances at the other exhibits, but I think it wasn't enough for me to like actually absorb all of the information, but that is the general gist. So after that, we went to the Nagasaki Hypocenter Park. So this is a memorial park located at the site where the atomic bomb exploded. So it is that exact area. So the park is dedicated to remembering the victims of the bombing and, again, promoting peace. So at the center of the park, there's this black stone monolith right here. That marks the exact location of the hypocenter. So that is the point where the explosion happened, and there are like nearby there are remnants of like structures that were damaged by the blast. So over here, I know it's like very far, it's a wide shot, but just to give you guys a general idea of the area. So this structure over here near that black monolith, so this used to be the Urakami Cathedral. So religious places got affected, all sorts of buildings got affected. Let me just put it there. So there are like sculptures, plaques, and historical information where visitors can like have a deeper understanding of just exactly how devastating the bombing was to like the city and the people. Cause I'm pretty sure anyone who has kept up with their history in school, you guys will definitely know that Japan did get affected by two bombings from World War II. So this was one of the places that we went to, and this was their perspective on things. These sculptures or statues, it definitely showed like just how bad it was for the people over there. But we are not done just yet. We also went to the Nagasaki Peace Park. So it is another site that is dedicated to promoting peace and commemorating the victims of the atomic bombing. So it is somewhat linked to the Nagasaki Hypocenter Park. Like it is just, I believe it's just a brief walk from there to here. But by the time we reached there, it was getting quite late. The sun was already setting. So that gave you guys a rough idea on exactly what time were we at the museum. But so one of the big things about this Peace Park is that it actually features this it features quite a few landmarks, very notable landmarks that really try to deliver the message of peace. So one of them is this 9.7 meter high peace statue made by a Nagasaki native and sculptor. The name is Seibo Kitamura. this statue, it is positioned in such a way that the right hand is raised to the sky to signify the threat of atomic weapons, while the left hand is raised horizontally to represent the wish for peace. And I know it can't be shown that clearly in the photo, but the figure's eyes are actually closed in prayer for the souls of the atomic bomb victims. And yeah, just below you can actually see a place to for people to pray for the souls who have perished. But yeah, besides that, there is also this as well. This is the Fountain of Peace. So it so there is a message behind it. This Fountain of Peace, it actually honors the victims who have perished from thirst in the aftermath of the bombing and as a commitment to world peace. So in Japanese, it reads, I was thirsty beyond endurance. There was something oily on the surface of the water, but I wanted water so badly that I drank it just as it was. So those words were from a poem by a girl named Sachiko Yamaguchi. So these were her words when she was dying during the bombing. So yeah, when the bombing happened, obviously a lot of things were destroyed, a lot of things were messed up, and that also includes the water. And yeah, it was quite dangerous to drink the water, especially with that kind of situation. So yeah, people were getting desperate. It wasn't safe in a lot of ways, even after the bomb was dropped. So yeah, it paints a picture of like just what was going on for the civilians. Yeah, so this sculpture I guess, inside of it there are like folded origamis, and folded origamis, they are meant to pray for certain things or certain wishes. I do not know what the exact message or prayer was, because I wasn't able to find anything online, but yeah, my guess it is something similar along those lines of peace. Yeah, just like this sculpture over here. I'm also not quite sure what it represents exactly, but yeah, most of the sculptures that were in the peace part, is mostly about peace and just praying for no more bombing incidents. So yeah, let's hope for that. But yeah, that was it for that particular historical event. So after that we went back to get dinner, and I said dinner, but we actually went around the food stalls because we actually had no idea where to go. So the next time we actually went to the Japanese night markets. So as I mentioned before, when we went to Nagasaki, it was part of the festival period. So they have food stalls, they have night markets. So it was a very festive environment. So I know it is a bit of a mood whiplash, but bear with me. This was our experience. So just sharing what we experienced and discovered. So Japanese night markets, they are a quintessential part of festival celebrations. Very lively, very colorful atmosphere. So these markets, they have like rows of food stalls. They sell a whole variety of different foods. So let me just go down the list from left to right. So some of these are stuff that I bought, some of these are stuff that my friends bought. So one of the things I bought, this is the first thing I bought actually. I bought the chocolate banana. So basically it's just a banana coated with rich dark chocolate and sprinkled with the rainbow sprinkles. So this was 300 yen if I'm not wrong. So I never had chocolate banana before, and being able to just take a bite out of it, I have to say it is exactly what I thought it was. It does have that nice solid coating of chocolate, and then inside is the soft, that soft slightly creamy banana. Yeah, it's a nice blend of flavors. But I have a feeling like I'm pretty sure a lot of people have tried it before in some way or form. It's just that it just so happens that when I tried it for the first time, yeah, it's in Japan, and oh boy, they actually do like their chocolate bananas, because yeah, there were a few stores that were selling it, and some more elaborate than the rest. The one I got is the one like immediately in front of you. Like, that was the first store I saw, and I was thinking like, okay, maybe this is something that is very special. And granted, it is special. It is still pretty special, because again, I never had a chocolate banana before, so yeah, why not, right? So I actually got to experience that, and when we go down the festival, we saw more stores, and I was like thinking, okay, that's pretty interesting. They have other ways of presenting the chocolate banana. I think some of them added more ingredients, but I had my first experience and I wanted to try something else, so yeah, didn't really want to like go for anything similar. So yeah, that was it for my chocolate banana experience. But yeah, next up we have yakisoba. This was bought by my friend. So yakisoba is stir-fried noodles with like additional ingredients such as like cabbage, egg, and meat. I didn't really try it for myself, but I have tried other yakisobas before. But from my friends who tried it, yeah, they say it's really nice. Very very hot, because yeah, it is freshly cooked. Of course, because it is stir fry, it is a bit greasy, a bit oily, but at the end of the day, it is yakisoba. It's kind of what people would expect. The eggs, I have to say, there are 2 layers of egg that they added. So yeah, as you guys can see, one fried egg over here, one omelette over here as well. So yeah, pretty interesting, because most of the time I usually just see like either or. Like, I don't really see both, so okay, why not both, that kind of situation. But yeah, and after that, yes, so we went to a particular store. So they are selling a crock pastry. So they are pastries shaped like the obvious shoe. Yeah, but they also have like different fillings. So there's like cheese, sweet potato, chocolate. There are a few more, but I don't remember which one exactly. But the one I picked was cheese, and again, as a guy who likes cheese, the moment I saw it, yeah, I want that. So yeah, I picked that. My friend, he picked sweet potato. So yeah, it took a while to prepare, but while we were waiting, we get to talk to the locals who were also waiting, and yeah, it was a nice conversation, because yeah, the festival was really lively. Yeah, we get to talk to the locals, or rather, my friend talked to the locals, while we get to like ask them stuff as well, because they were asking us as well. Yeah, so pretty nice, pretty inclusive. Feels nice. It feels like we are included in their little community for that brief few minutes. But yeah, once we weren't really like done talking, but when we got our Crocs, yeah, we did try it out, and yeah, it was, I would say like the Croc itself is pretty thick. Has that thick crusty flavor, obviously, because yeah, it is a pastry. But the moment you dip into the cheese, like it's how do I put it? It's a very creamy-ish solid cheese. It's not like to a point where it is flowing, but it does stick. It does stick to you. Like you can still have that pulling sensation that you get like when you eat a slice of pizza, that kind of feeling. But yeah, pretty chewy. It's like hard on the outside but chewy on the inside. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, but after that we continued on, and we went into this large dango store. And what dango is, for those who do not know, so dango, they are round shaped dumplings. made with regular rice flour and glutinous rice flour, and they are sweet, chewy, tender, soft but still firm and firm and a little bit hard. It's not too hard. It does have a bit of hardness to it, but it's not to a point where it's like it feels like you are eating a solid ball. It is easy to chew and swallow. And yeah, as you can see from the store over here, yeah, there are a whole lot of varieties. So some dangos, they can come in like various toppings such as black sesame paste, sweet soy sauce, or sweet red bean paste. The one I got specifically, this one over here, yeah, that is called Hanami Dango, also called Sanshoku Dango, the 3 flavored dango. So yeah, these 3 different colors, yeah, they actually do have very subtle different flavorings. So the plain one over here, the one in the middle, so it tastes like sweet rice. Yeah, it is the plain flavor after all. So if you just want to try dango by itself, yeah, this is the one that you usually will eat. But then there's the green dango over here. Yeah, it has a little bit of a matcha-ish flavor, like that matcha powder taste added into it. And then the pink one over here, I believe it is flavored with sakura powder, but I've heard that there are some variants which use strawberry flavoring instead. So I don't recall I don't remember tasting anything strawberry-ish, so I believe it is sakura flavored. But yeah, again, there's like all sorts of dangos over here. Yeah, this one, I believe this is the soy sauce. There's some with the black sesame paste right here. The red bean paste, I do not know where they are. I don't think it's here, but again, there are so many flavors of dango, and yeah, I'm just glad that finally in my Japan trip, I actually get a taste of dango. Like, I get to have a taste of dango for that trip. Yeah, because I had dango before, but it's always nice to, you know, to have it now and then. But yeah, so I also got fries, just because it is exactly what y'all thought it would taste like. But yeah, besides food, there's also other stuff to do in the festival as well. So yeah, there's games like ring toss, or in this case, the one that we saw was ball scooping. So yeah, basically you have this paper ladle that you use to scoop up the ball. So I didn't play this one for this trip because I've done it before for my previous trip. But it is actually quite tricky to do because the paper is quite thin and it can break very easily. So not only you have to be fast, but you also have to kind of make sure that you don't overdo it such that the paper will burst. But the store vendor was actually quite nice. When my friend played it, he was actually quite chill, quite accommodating, and yeah, he was quite lenient with giving people a try, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you guys, players can like win small prizes, and I don't exactly remember what those prizes are. I believe it's just the ball itself. Like, you just scoop it and then you there you go, you have those balls. But yeah, there are different like variations of those kind of games. There are also other games scattered around the festival, but I wasn't able to get any photos of them because, again, it is a festival and it's pretty crowded. So yeah, I didn't really get to take much of those. But yeah, besides that, over here, yeah, we also have you know, the big shrine where people can pray and, you know, just make offerings to the Shinto shrine. And over here, this is a very special one. So over here, you can get a live consultation or fortune based on your birthday. So I got one for myself and my parents. Here's the thing, I actually haven't told my parents that I got you know, I got a life advice for them. But yeah, I will show them soon. But of course, it is in Japanese, so I might need some time to you know, translate and make sure that is easily understandable for them. But yeah, pretty interesting. This is something I can get down with. But yeah, that was our night. After that, we headed for the next day to the Nagasaki port. So we went to this port for a river cruise to this very special island. But before we went on that trip, I actually don't know how our boat looks like. So when we went there and I saw this very big fancy looking ship, I was like thinking, whoa, I don't remember our cruise being this unique. Like, oh, I don't remember this being mentioned when we were discussing. Well, yeah, turns out our boat is this one. It's this boat to the left. Which is fine. It does feel something that we saw while discussing the trip. So we took this heritage tour to that special island, which I'm gonna mention later. But yeah, along the way, while we were on board, apparently we also got to see like the giant cantilever crane, which is this one over here. Apparently is a historical industrial landmark located at the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Nagasaki shipyard. So is this shipyard over here. So this crane is very special because it is actually one of Japan's first electrically powered cranes, and it played a big role in developing the country's maritime industry and the modernization of Japan's shipbuilding during the Meiji and Taisho eras. So yeah, that is very special. It is quite old. It was built in 1909 and it stands at 43 meters tall. So yeah, it is quite a historical marvel. And it is also recognized as part of let me try to make sure that I pronounce this correctly. UNESCO's World Heritage Site designation for sites of Japan's Meiji Industrial Revolution. So yeah, very important. Yeah, it is very special because a lot of people were taking photos and it's like, okay, I never thought this crane would be quite monumental to the industrialization of Japan, which pretty neat. Not gonna lie. But yeah, so where did we go exactly? So this special place we went to was the Hashima Island, or the nickname is Gunkanjima. So why is it called Gunkanjima? So Gunkanjima is roughly translated to Battleship Island. So if you guys can roughly tell, like, this island is actually it does have a bit of a ship-like silhouette. So this is a very special island. It's currently abandoned, but back then it used to be a thriving coal mining community operated by Mitsubishi. Back in the mid 20th century, this island used to house over 5,000 people in densely high-rise buildings. It used to be like one of the most densely populated places in the world. And I know it doesn't show right now because it is, after all, abandoned. But this place used to have schools, shopping places, hospitals, cinemas, and even pachinko parlors, among other things for like the miners and their families. Because when you're in an island, you're gonna need to have some amenities and facilities for for the people over there, because when you're on that island, it's not very easy for you to go back, So they actually built up a lot of places so that things are comfortable for for the people working there. But why is this island abandoned exactly? So this island was abandoned in 1974 after the coal mines closed. Because, let me see, did I write this in my notes? Let me just take a double check. Oh right, because I wasn't able to find like an exact reason why it was abandoned, but from what we got, after it was closed, right? According to our guide, in less than a year, there will be some of the buildings, they will just no longer be around because of natural conditions. Yeah, so there are some buildings. I forgot which one exactly. The tour guide mentioned. In less than a year, those buildings will just collapse, and there are currently no plans for them to like rebuild or do anything to the place because, after all, it has been abandoned for a very long time, and nowadays it is very, what's the word, heavily, for lack of a better term, heavily guarded, heavily restricted access because you require a guided tour to go to certain parts of the island. Yeah, we didn't even explore like the entire island. We can only go to certain parts as the tour allowed. And even then, you have to make sure that the tides were low enough so that you can safely land. So yeah, it's not something that you can like just go easily. And yeah, it can be pretty dangerous because again, some of these buildings, they are on the verge of collapse. So yeah, not exactly something that you want to like risk your life over. But yeah, it is pretty interesting. Apparently, this island has also like appeared in various media. One of which is that James Bond film. I don't watch James Bond, but it did appear in Skyfall and the live-action version of Attack on Titan. So yeah, even though it has been abandoned, it's not exactly in the best condition as it used to. Yeah, it does get featured now and then in popular media. But yeah, let me think. Is there anything else to mention about this island? No, I guess that's all in my notes. But yeah, this is just a very brief look on the island. But there is a lot of history, and if anyone is interested in like digging more, here's a disclaimer. So while Gunkanjima is celebrated as an industrial heritage site, and it is a fascinating tourist destination because again, it's not every day you get to like see an abandoned island. It does have a share of complex history. So yeah, for example, there are some aspects of its past. Particularly during wartime, it has been the subject of debate and discussion. So if you're interested in learning more about that particular side of the history, you're free to research it further, but again, it is at your own discretion. But yeah, from a modern person's perspective, I still feel that it's pretty interesting. It's a nice look into a part of Japan's history, and it's interesting to think about like maybe 80 years ago. I think it was 80 years ago. When was 1940s? Yeah, 80 years ago, right? Yeah, 80 years ago. This place used to be filled with people. Filled with people doing their regular thing. There are kids, housewives, students, working adults. Yeah, this place used to be filled with people. And now it's no longer a thing. It's completely abandoned. And the only thing that remains of it is, just guided tours for the modern generation. So yeah, that was something that I thought about while I was going back on the boat. But yeah, that was Gunkanjima. So after that, we went back to the port, and yeah, I actually got a few souvenirs. So there's a very special thing about that tour. So after completing that tour, you actually get a certificate over here, which completely caught me off guard because our tour guide was like, talking about the island itself, its history and stuff like that. And then at the end of the trip, he was like, "Oh, you guys get to have a nice little certificate for the trip." We're like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, this is to certify that we have boarded the Yamasa Kaiun Corporation Limited on that particular day, and landed on Gunkanjima in Nagasaki. So Yeah, the thing is, this certificate, it can also be exchangeable for the English version at the ticket station, but I want to keep the original, so yeah, have the Japanese version of the certificate. Yeah, because it's an either or, you can't have both, so fair enough. But yeah, I also got I got the ticket, got the brochure and stuff like that. Of course, those are stuff you can get for free. And also I got this Gunkanjima shirt. I believe I bought that... Where did I buy this? I don't remember. Might be at the ticket station, I think. Yeah, I don't remember why I got it exactly, but yeah, I figured, okay, it looks cool, I will buy that shirt. Oh wait, no, it wasn't at the ticket station. It was like one of the nearby shops. Yeah, it was. I don't even think it was like near the port. It just happened to be there. Yeah, it was at one of the street shops at Nagasaki. But yeah, after that, notice how I didn't mention breakfast for the next day. So yeah, this is our breakfast. So yes, we got the Chirin ice cream. It's named after the cheerful sound of the bell rung by the vendors. It goes along the lines of Chirin, that kind of thing. So yeah, this traditional ice cream is typically sold from these colorful push carts around the city. So yeah, it's not just this cart. There are other carts that sell this kind of ice cream with different flavors as well. So these ice creams in general, they have a light sorbet-like texture. Excuse me. With different flavors, they can be like citrus or various fruit flavors as well. Ours is the vanilla one, the more common one. But the special thing about this ice cream is that its well-known features is the flower-like design over here. And that is I'm not sure whether is it safe to call it a regional specialty, because yeah, it is something that is special to Nagasaki. And yeah, I'm thinking like, okay, I might be wrong, but it is something that I've managed to gather so far. Yeah, either way, flower shaped ice cream, it was nice. It was pretty chilling, pretty refreshing, and yeah, it was a nice time. So I did read up like how this particular ice cream is made. I also saw it happen. So what they did was that they scoop up bits and pieces of the ice cream little at a time, and they actually like push it onto the cone and then rotate it and then just shape it accordingly. So yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing that they did. It takes a lot of skill, I would imagine. So yeah, like they will put one layer over here, one layer over there, one layer over here, one layer over there to get that shape. Yeah, chilling ice cream. I mean, you're not wrong. It might be a little bit of a wordplay here and there. Chilling, chilling. But yeah, that was sort of our breakfast before we actually went to the mall. I forgot what was the name of that mall specifically to get our lunch and just do a little bit of shopping, I guess, before we head on to our next program for the itinerary. So yeah, lunch we actually got, or rather specifically I got champon. That's the one apparently that is the quote-unquote proper champon. So what is champon exactly? So it is a noodle dish that originated in Nagasaki, inspired by Chinese cuisine, as mentioned before on the previous session. So here's a fun fact. The theory is that the name champon, it comes from the Hokkien word 驾崩, which means to eat a meal. So this is what I got online. I'm not sure whether is it true, but they did say that it is a theory. So I'm just gonna take it as that. But I feel like it is a pretty interesting theory because yeah, it is inspired by Chinese cuisine and you know, Hokkien, it is a dialect. It is a Chinese dialect, so yeah, it might have been translated from that word. So what is inside champon? So there's your ramen noodles, your pork, your seafood, your vegetables, and your rich chicken and pork bone broth. And it is very rich, it is very thick. It's very filling because it feels like you know, there is a certain layer when I drank that soup. Very nice, very filling, very good for the cold weather. Yeah, and the noodles, they are thick and chewy. Again, when it's soaked with the broth, yeah, there is a lot of flavor coming in. But yeah, also the preparation apparently is quite distinctive compared to other ramen dishes because all the toppings, they're actually like stir fried together before the broth and noodles are added. So yeah, you get to have all the flavors meld in together. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, the usual preparation for ramen dishes is that they kind of do it like one by one, but like even with the ingredients, they prepare it one by one. But in this case, all of the ingredients are stir fried together before putting it in with the ramen and broth. So yeah, it is a pretty interesting, unique flavor. Yeah, and finally I got to say got to try out champon in its home region. But yeah, after that we went to Nagasaki Seaside Park. So yeah, this is a pretty scenic and serene waterfront space near Nagasaki port, you know, the place we were at before when we took the cruise. So yeah, it has a lot of green spaces, a lot of, you know, quite a few walking paths, and yeah, you also get to like see views of the harbor. It's pretty nice, very chill, very relaxing. Yeah, there's also gardens as well. Yeah, places where people can just sit and chill and occasionally have picnics. I remember seeing like one or two families like from a very far distance. I can see a few families there like just, you know, having a nice relaxing picnic. So yeah, pretty chill. Not very crowded, not a lot of people. Yeah, because it is just a place for people to like just walk along. It's not exactly a place where people shop at, I guess. Yeah, like there are not that many stores along that way. But yeah, I'm just gonna like briefly glance through it because yeah, I don't remember taking much photos of that area. Yeah, it's really like what you guys see is what I was able to get during that time. But most of the time I do remember thinking like, yeah, this is pretty nice, pretty chill, just walking with my friends, admiring the scenery. But yeah, our path along our next destination, we also, you know, this is technically outside of the seaside park. So yeah, these are just places that we happened to stumble upon while we were on our way. So yeah, one of the buildings over here, this is apparently pretty popular. We didn't go there exactly, but it is something pretty interesting, and I did take a quick look online, and apparently this is very popular. So this is called Kyushusha. Kyushusha. Yeah, Kyushusha. So it sells baked goods and candies. Again, didn't exactly go there, but I heard it was quite popular. Because we were kind of like rushing to our next destination, so didn't exactly have time to visit it. Yeah, but below that, this was something that we actually went to. So this was the Inori Hill Picture Book Museum. So this is a museum, of course, dedicated to picture books. It features a large collection of Japanese and international children's books. So you know, you have like your old what's the word? Like you know, you have books that, you know, some of y'all might have grown up with, say like The Hungry Hungry Caterpillar, which by the way I have never read before. Yeah, I remember seeing that book and I thought to myself, I didn't read that. But yeah, there were other children's books from various parts of the world. But there were also like, you know, children's books that were that were like locally in Japan. Like you know, just children's tales for kids, for Japanese kids. And yeah, apparently they also host like programs and events such as workshops, lectures, or storytelling sessions for various audiences, especially for the younger crowds. And yeah, get to see like, wow, this is very interesting because yeah, if I'm not wrong, obviously there are museums that are dedicated to books, but it's not every day you get to see museums dedicated to children's picture books. And yeah, it's pretty nice. I like there's the building itself is a sight to behold, and unfortunately they don't allow photos inside, so really this is the only photo that I was able to get. But there was a garden, there was this whole how do I put it, old western-ish vibe when I entered the museum. Yeah, it was pretty nice, pretty chill. Again, it is a museum, so yeah, it does feel like it's a very nice, conducive environment for learning. But yeah, our next actual spot for our trip was the Ora Cathedral. So this is a very culturally significant Catholic church that was built in 1864. It is it is actually the oldest church in Japan, and it is a symbol of the country's Christian heritage, particularly during a time when Christianity was banned in Japan during the late 19th century. Yeah, so many Christians who were practicing their faith back in that time, they actually had to practice it in secret because, again, this was a period where Christian persecution was a thing. And yeah, after close to 200 years, this site where the hidden Christians of Nagasaki practiced in secret, it was finally officially recognized. And in 2018, this along with 11 other sites linked to Catholic persecution in Japan, yeah, these places were added to the UNESCO World Heritage List as well. So yeah, you get to like see this over here. Yeah, this is a way of recognizing it. But yeah, of course, since this is a very sacred place, unfortunately no photography inside, but I can give a brief description of how it looks like. So again, cathedral is a very big, elaborate church. It's a European Gothic style. It has the stained glass windows, high arches, wooden interiors. It also has an extensive collection of like exhibits and displays like regarding Christianity in Japan, but also Christianity in general. Like I believe there was an exhibit showing the birth of Christ, the Last Supper, and various events or such as that. But yeah, there's also displays outside as well. I don't practice Christianity, so I might not know what they represent exactly, but of course can't hurt to always pay respect to it. But yeah, besides the cathedral itself, like this cathedral here, there are also other places where you can explore. Like again, most of these are displays of how Christianity evolved in Japan, and just how was it like for the people living there, because yeah, different times, different situations. Yeah, it's interesting to see their perspectives. But yeah, after that we went to the Glover Garden. So this Global Garden is a large park slash open air museum built for Thomas Blake Glover, who is a Scottish merchant who contributed to the modernization of Japan in shipbuilding, coal mining, and other fields during the Meiji period. So yeah, pretty prominent figure. Who did a lot of things for Japan. So yeah, as you guys can also see, apparently it was also collaborating with Hello Kitty, which I will get into later. Yeah, there is a certain thing that we did which involves Hello Kitty. So yeah, these are just some of the areas that are inside Global Garden. These are just a few of the many that were there. Unfortunately, these were the only photos that I was able to get. So as it is set on the hillside, it has stunning views of Nagasaki, and the garden also features like former homes of the foreign merchants. So it's not just Thomas Glover himself, but there were also other foreign merchants who were there settling in Japan and just doing all sorts of businesses over there. So yeah, there's also various gardens, very very nice luscious greenery. But yeah, when we went there, we also figured, okay, we can stop by and visit one of the restaurants to get some tea. So remember Hello Kitty? Yeah, so this is the place where we went to. This was a former Gyutei. So this was the first Western style restaurant. It was operated by a Japanese chef, Jokichi Kusano, in the Meiji period. There's a reason why it was called former, because it used to be a restaurant. Like, it used to function as a full-blown restaurant, but nowadays it's more of a small museum, but it also serves food as a cafe slash tea house. So yeah, we did get to have some food. They were doing a collaboration with Hello Kitty for its 50th anniversary. Apparently there was something unique with the menu, but by the time we went there, they were already sold out. Somewhat, they were already sold out, but we did order a few things. So the thing that we ordered was the castella, this over here. So the castella, it is a sweet sponge-like cake that was introduced by the Portuguese merchants in the 16th century. So this cake is made from simple ingredients. There's flour, eggs, sugar, and honey. But the texture is like very light, very fluffy, and yeah, it has a very rich flavor. That rich sponge cake flavor, for lack of a better term. But yeah, while it did start off as a Portuguese recipe, it was eventually adapted and evolved to cater more to the Japanese taste. They added stuff like the miso-ame syrup and zurame as well. No, not zurame, zarame, yes. Which is coarse sugar, to make it more moist and make the bottom a coarser texture. And also, yeah, apparently has other varieties as well. There's chocolate, strawberry, peach, and a few other flavors. But yeah, when we were there, it's just the usual flavor over here. But yeah, besides that, we also ordered the Ajisai jelly soda. Ajisai meaning hydrangea, which also includes an ice cream. So it's pretty delightful, pretty refreshing. Also, it is very, very, very cold. It's an interesting flavor because I actually never thought that hydrangea can be used as part of a cuisine. So yeah, very interesting. Of course, it is jelly soda, so it is cold, very fuzzy, very fizzy. So yeah, it is something that I'm not personally used to because, again, I don't really drink much soft drinks, but I can appreciate the flavor. It does have that nice floral-ish flavor, that nice taste. yeah, I did try to like look these up online because, you know, just so that I can like get my facts straight. Apparently, the one in Google Images, they only show me blue colorings. So the one that I got over here obviously is pink. And I would like to think because, you know, with hydrangeas, it come in different colors depending on the pH value of the soil. So I'm not sure whether is it part of the special. I legit do not know if that's the case. But, you know, besides that, we got to see like, you know, Hello Kitty decorations over here, you know, and the general look of the restaurant as well. Quote unquote restaurant, mini cafe. So that's already a good enough experience for me personally. Yeah, because it does feel like, you know, we are in a different time period. It feels like we travel back in time. Plus air conditioning and modern technology. So, you know, a perfect blend, I would say. But yeah, after that, you know, that was just tea time. So we went to the Nagasaki Traditional Performing Arts Center, which is also at Glover Garden. Yeah, so this place in particular, it is dedicated to showcasing the rich heritage of the performing arts scene in Nagasaki. It has exhibits and educational materials about you know, about their various ways of, you know, performing. It has floats, it has umbrella poles and other items that were seen at the Nagasaki Kunchi Festival. So yeah, you have these things over here. Yeah, like these things can be quite common in the festival. But yeah, there are also other floats as well, other exhibits. But these were the only ones that I was able to take. And not shown over here, there was this very large screen just showcasing how they celebrated, how the festivals evolved and stuff like that, which was pretty interesting. I did take some time, you know, just being mesmerized by it, even though I didn't really understand what the narration was talking about. I still could roughly understand by the visuals. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. But yeah, after that, it was getting quite late, so we went to get dinner. So yeah, we went to Laoli. This is more of a Japanese, not Japanese, more of a Taiwanese / Chinese cuisine restaurant. It has more of a Chinatown-ish kind of vibe with its decorations and stuff like that. Like when I look at these like glowing letters and the lanterns, yeah, I immediately flash back to being back in Hong Kong or any other Chinatown-ish areas in various countries. Yeah, and yeah, this definitely gave off that vibe as well. So what we have over here, I got the lady set, which is slightly lesser compared to the normal Laoli set. Although to be honest, the difference is just this one doesn't have 5 boiled dumplings. That's it. But yeah, from the lady set, I got the dan dan noodles over here. Dan dan mian. Yeah, so it is noodles with spicy soup and some vegetables and onions. It's not exactly spicy. Spicy is not like the kind that you are like your tongue is burning, but it does have a bit of a kick to it, you know. Yeah, which I do sort of crave. It's not every day that I got to eat dan dan noodles. Even over here, I didn't really eat much of it. So this was, I believe, my second or third experience eating dan dan noodles in general, and yeah, it doesn't disappoint. Very nice flavor. It doesn't feel very oily. It doesn't feel too thick with the soup and noodles. So yeah, pretty enjoyable. Of course, with a lot of sets in Japan, menu sets. Yeah, I got the small fried rice, also got the salad, also got the almond tofu dessert. According to their menu, this almond tofu dessert is very special. It is made with freshly squeezed Shimabara milk every day. and it is their most popular dessert ever since they first opened. So yeah, as someone who has tasted it, very strong almond taste and very smooth texture. Yeah, a very nice way to sort of soothe your way out of the spicy noodles. So yeah, like that. Although for people who might not like the almond taste, yeah, they might find it slightly overpowering. Yeah, because it indeed does have a very strong almond taste, and I definitely felt that as someone who doesn't really take any almond flavored meals. Yeah, definitely felt it. But yeah, overall it was a very nice dinner. It filled me up just right. I definitely agree that I do not have to take those 5 boiled dumplings. So yeah, the lady said perfect, it was just right. So yeah, I will recommend getting Lao Li if you guys have the chance. But yeah, after that, it was the next day, so we had another Chinese related meal. So this was our breakfast. So yeah, this was Seiko. This was actually quite near where we were staying. Yeah, it was also very crowded, very filled with tourists. But we were able to get a seat, so I got the pork rice. So obviously there's your rice and pork. You also have your veggies, your shrimps, and black fungus with some gravy. It was alright for breakfast. Where it filled me enough. Not to a point where I feel like I cannot move. Again, because for a guy who doesn't eat much breakfast, yeah, this is plenty enough. So yeah, very satisfying. And yeah, remember how I said that yeah, we didn't really spend much time in Nagasaki, because yeah, once we were done, we only spent like 2 full days in Nagasaki, to be honest, because after that we were already like flying off to Tokyo. So yeah, this is actually end of part 2. Yeah, so again, I'll admit, didn't really spend much time over there. It is a small regret that we had, because yeah, we didn't think we would spend much time in Nagasaki, but turns out there was a lot of things that we wanted to do there, which unfortunately couldn't happen because again, we had a flight waiting for us at Tokyo. But hey, Shiromutan, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming in. But yeah, apparently that is it. So yeah, this photo over here, this photo I took when we were waiting for our flight for Tokyo. This was put up on display at the Nagasaki airport. Yeah, so I just thought that it was interesting. I'm like, okay, this looks cool. Snap. And because I couldn't find anywhere to fit in, yeah, I figured why not, this will be our background photo. But yeah, this was a very fast session because again, we literally spent only 3 days, less than 3 days in Nagasaki. Yeah, which is significantly lesser to Fukuoka and of course Tokyo, which we are gonna get into hopefully next week. If not, it will be the week after that, because yeah, currently I am still working on the slides for Tokyo, and whew, there's definitely a lot of things to cover there. Yeah, so it might take some time. I really do hope that I can get it done by next week, because yeah, I kind of do not want to drag things out longer than it needs to. I really feel bad that I had to like spend 1 month just to, you know, get things going, get things moving for last week and this week's sessions. So yeah, hopefully we can get it done by next week, you know, and then we can move on to other things. Yeah, because as much as I enjoy, you know, sharing what I've experienced in Japan, I also do understand that yeah, it is not something that I can do every stream, because yeah, it does take a bit of work, a bit of effort. And by the way guys, I am not sure how were you guys able to tolerate me just yapping and mumbling and stuttering on my words. But again, I always appreciate that, but it is something that I do get self-conscious about, and it is something that I would like to get better at. So yeah, these are kind of things that I'll admit, like this is a good way for me to practice in terms of general speaking and presenting as well. while also being able to, you know, make some content with you guys. So yeah, it is fun, enjoyable, but also I will acknowledge it is something that I cannot do every session because yeah, I'm not sure if you guys notice, I don't think I can travel every day. It is something that is not possible. But if I have the chance to, I will take whatever opportunity I can get. Thank you for the head patch, Hero, I appreciate it. But yeah, it is a short session, admittedly, but yeah, I am still recovering, so I guess all the signs align, and yeah, it is just a cosmic sign for me to, you know, just take it easy for today's session. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else for me to say, besides I will hopefully try to get my schedule prepared for next week. All I can say is next Saturday we are gonna be tackling Sonic Adventure 2 with the Dark Side story. Final story, I'm not quite sure. Hopefully we can do that. And again, hopefully next Sunday we can do the final part of this Japan trip talk, and then, you know, we can move on to other things. What those other things are, I will keep you guys updated. But yeah, that is it for the stream. Yeah, I know it is a very short stream, especially even compared to like my other streams. Yeah, it is only 1.5 hours. So yeah, not sure if there's anything else to do. To be honest, let me see. Yeah, I might just call it a night over here. Like, I know I wasn't mentioning anything, but yeah, I am still recovering. So I might use this as an opportunity to just rest and recover, so that hopefully, and I really do mean hopefully, you know, when I come back next week, I'll be in a much better position to just talk and stream in general. So yeah, let's find someone to raid before we call it a wrap. Let's see who is online. Thanks man, thanks Zero, really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll try to get better, hopefully. Hey yo, who is this? Good afternoon. Hey Inochike, hello, welcome. You're an Owl Reaper VTuber. Oh, that's so cool. How are you hooting? I'm hooting okay. Just a little bit under the weather, but I'm still recovering, so I would say I'm hooting okay. Hoot. But yeah, hope you are hooting okay as well. But yeah, welcome. Thanks for coming in, really appreciate it. But yeah, we are unfortunately about to call it a wrap. So yeah, I'm just trying to find who to raid, and yeah, sorry, bear with me, new here. Hope you feel better and ... Nah man, I mean, it's okay. It is all daijoubu. Hey, lent you a like and dub. Ah, that's so cute. Thank you, really appreciate that. Aw. I feel so loved. Thank you. But yeah, I hope you are doing well, and yeah, I know it's unfortunate that we are only able to see each other as I'm about to wrap up, but really I do appreciate it, and yeah, I hope I can see you again soon though. Yeah, let me see, is there anything I can do? I mean, after all, you did lend me a sub-a-dub-dub. Only fair that I returned the favor. But yeah, I hope I can see you again soon though. It's so nice to see you. But yeah, let me just find who can we raid. Yeah, I am still finding who will be good. Yeah, I don't think anyone is talking about Japan right now. Unless... let me see. Yeah, I don't think anyone is doing stuff that anything similar to what I'm doing right now. So yeah, let us rate a friend. And why not? Let's raid out to Orange Char. Orange Char was fellow Singaporean VTuber. Currently playing Darkest Dungeon right now. So yeah, I figure why not? Let's share some love and support. Bye. Yeah, once again, I really do thank you all for coming in for this rather short stream. I know it is very short, especially compared to my usual streams. But yeah, once again, I really do thank you all for coming in, really appreciate it. And yeah, please do take care of yourselves, drink lots of water, get plenty of rest, eat well, and of course the most important thing is do take care. And yeah, I will see you guys again soon, hopefully next week, next Saturday, with Sonic Adventure 2. Alright, it's a wrap. Bye!